All right.
Who's who?
Like,
Could you guess who that was each? Because
Right.
that was spot on.
Was it the Teach or was it David
Who
Clear?
went first? Comment in the comment link below.
Right. You like that video? Like, share, and subscribe. I try to promote so hard. I try my best.
I've given up. I just kind of like meeting up and talking for an hour. So I'm always like it'll be cool later on either way, and if it ever does take off, that'll be cool too. And if it doesn't at all, then it's still pretty cool.
Like, who cares?
Mm-hmm.
I care deep down.
Who cares? That's the point. We need a name for our fans.
Right.
You ran? I don't know. I was thinking about it in the car today. I couldn't think of it.
Some fan names?
Yeah, like I don't know.
Should let them choose.
Yeah. Comment and like.
Comment. We'll put a poll. The top comments will be the contenders.
What is it,
for
Survey Monkey? And what y'all want to rate on? Though one person listens.
Right.
I'll throw my towel in the ring there too. I'll see what when I
Be called the Jackasses.
Hey, that's a good one.
Right. This is going to be the whole episode. We're just going to pick fan base names, and then when we do Comic Cons and
Comic Cons,
we have panels where the hosts of Who Cares, David Clare and the Teach. With the Teach, just going to be a recording. So that's what we were just talking about. So apparently, a couple people have been requesting a live stream. I say been requesting like it's been recurring. It just literally was today.
Yeah, a couple.
So I was like, yeah, that could be possibly something we do in the future. Maybe, possibly, who knows?
Why not?
I was like, yeah, why not? Our sequel podcast, why not?
There you go. Yeah. Keep things interesting.
Right.
I'm gonna go share that right now too about you asking for.
Oh, for the
Yeah.
fan base name?
No, the last one you just posted on the site. Oh fuck! See, I always have to change it though. Share it to my timeline. No, that's right. Share on mine.
As the Teach tries to navigate our Facebook page here.
The one about just topics to discuss and all that, and recordings and stuff like that.
Yeah, man. So, yeah, I know we say it every week, but it's like this thing is just getting... It's fun. Fun every week. And literally now I don't even have to... I literally just texted you like 10, 20 minutes before I came over, and I was like, on my way soon. I was like, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I didn't even check if you were decent or
right.
like...
Well, I have Wednesdays planned to record.
Mm-hmm. Like I
and
do
I
air
usually...
quotes
Right, for the fans. Because I'll always let you know throughout the day if I know I'm not gonna. Because I will usually know if I'm. But I look forward to it. Wednesdays record it.
Wednesdays are for the show.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So I mean, not a super eventful week. Last week was Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Hope you had a good one. I had a pretty okay one. Hope y'all had a good one. Yeah. Thanksgiving. Hope y'all didn't spend all your money on Black Friday shopping.
You shouldn't have. It was all deals. So
yeah,
it
like,
shouldn't have been a lot of spend.
We spend all your money on all the deals. It's like, I know I didn't spend all my money, but I did know I got a little overboard with some things. So.
You did?
Yeah, well, actually, with work clothes. I'm actually becoming more of an adult now. So.
You can. Yeah. They have Black Friday sales on adult clothes? I thought it was all TVs and
JCPenney.
fancy record players.
Those devil machines.
Yeah.
I bought a bunch of, because I don't have any like I don't have any professional winter clothes, because you can't wear like hoodies and.
Well, we don't have winters here.
Well, like when it does get colder.
It doesn't get cold here.
Well, it's cold in the building. One, it's naturally cold at work.
You be fly as fuck in the building in the AC.
Yeah, man. So I
That's good though. That is good. You should have a good. I have 2 shirts and 2 pairs of pants that I've been wearing for a year. I just switch them every day.
Yeah, so before I started working there,
it's really 4 different outfits. So
just mix them up.
Yeah.
I only had 1 button up and 1 pair of slacks. Like that was it. And so when I got hired, I was like, damn, like I don't have, like I have polos, and it was before I knew you could wear jeans. I didn't know you could wear jeans until I started working there. And so I was like, damn, I can't wear the same pair of pants 5 days, 5 days a week. I was like, this is gonna be nasty. And so I told my mom about my dilemma back in March when I got hired and everything. She's like, well, let's go. And she bought me a bunch of clothes. She bought me dress shoes. I didn't even need dress shoes. I was like, I have the one pair. They were fine.
You can wear slacks and you gotta wear dress shoes.
Well, I mean, I had the one pair.
Oh,
I was like, she bought me a whole different, because I had black dress shoes. She bought me brown dress shoes. She goes, you gotta have both colors. Yeah. I was like, I guess.
But don't be mixing your brown and your blacks. Please don't do that.
Please don't. We don't need the 90s to happen again.
Yeah.
Rodney King.
Yeah.
No,
I'm sorry. No, I'm serious about the colors brown and black, not the... I like how you went there with that, though, but... Charles Manson's dead. We're not trying to start a race war.
Right. Oh, yeah, rip. I guess you could say.
No.
Rip, question mark?
Definitely not. Burn in hell, motherfucker.
Man. Yeah. I saw a bunch of people, I wouldn't call them celebrities. I would say like internet stars, I guess.
Okay.
I was like, I saw people actually like saying like legit saying rest in peace. He was such an icon and this and that. I guess because of like his notoriety. I'm like,
I heard there was a big misconception of what happened. A lot of people were doing that rest in peace such an icon because they thought it was Marilyn Manson.
The singer?
Yeah, they didn't realize that.
It was
that Marilyn Manson got his name from Charles Manson
and Marilyn Monroe, and so
they thought that Marilyn Manson had passed away, and they were like, "Rest in peace," and it's like, man. No, fuck that guy. Like, if anyone does not deserve rest in peace,
Marilyn Manson is actually someone that said he was really sad that Charles Manson passed away.
He said that he never got to talk to him or something, wasn't it? Something like that.
Something like that, and he really regretted it. Or he wanted to say thank you. For the inspiration for songs and stuff and everything like that.
Yeah, okay.
Well, Marilyn Manson's a weirdo.
Yeah,
so.
He'll get to a pass because just fucking look at the guy. I love him too, but I mean,
really good. I like a few of the songs.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, and how did he die again? It never was clear.
It was old age.
Damn.
Yeah, he was 89 or something. He was in his 80s.
Somewhere. Oh yeah, one of the lead guitarists of AC/DC passed away as well.
Oh really?
Malcolm Young.
I didn't know that.
Rest in peace. He can rest in peace. So yeah, and that was terrible. Took that one kind of hard a little bit. Love AC/DC. So I was like, oh man.
Was he the one that used to dress up in the?
No, that's Angus Young. But this was his brother.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, it was Malcolm Young was the kind of the guy that just stood off to the side and the guitar.
He was second guitar?
Yeah.
He was second fiddle?
Second fiddle. And so here's a quick little tidbit on that. So I love AC/DC, don't get me wrong, but they're not my favorite band. Like, they're kind of like, okay. So when Iron Man 2 came out in theaters and stuff, there was Walmart did some like stupid promotion because they were also coming out with a new album. And so called like Black Ice. And Walmart was going like crazy because I guess they got some like sponsorship or something with AC/DC, some partnership. So Walmart was throwing out like all these stupid AC/DC shirts like for like promoting them and stuff. And Iron Man 2, they came out with a greatest hits album for Iron Man 2 and stuff. And it was like AC/DC everywhere for this like 1 year. And and on my birthday that year, I got nothing but AC/DC shit.
Oh.
I got AC/DC sweaters, t-shirts, CDs,
Why
DVDs.
AC/DC?
I have no idea.
I thought you were going to say Black Sabbath. But
I love Black Sabbath.
But I mean, because isn't Iron Man and Black Sabbath, like, you know, like, when did
you would think that, right? Yeah, but no, apparently AC/DC. Well, because the song that was predominantly in that movie was the song by AC/DC called Shoot to Thrill. Like in some fight scene, that song is playing, or that's the song he come out to at the beginning.
Okay.
Like when he's fighting, like Shoot to Thrill's playing, and so everybody went nuts for it. But yeah, like my parents bought me a bunch of AC/DC shit. My aunts and uncles. What steal? Yeah, like I just got tons of AC/DC shit, and I was like, man, fuck AC/DC. Like, my favorite band is Iron Maiden. Like, oh, but
they were on sale though.
I was like, man,
Iron Maiden's on sale at Walmart.
So yeah, that was my.
That's funny.
I resented AC/DC for a tiny bit there in my youth because I was just like,
this is a little off, but something similar. But me too. For Christmas, I always get tons of Buddha stuff.
Oh really?
And I'm like, I have too much Buddha stuff. Like,
Stop giving
I have so many statues, and that painting was one of them too. The one out in the counter. I'm like, I have too many fucking. I only need one. Like, and I had it. Everyone just kept buying me more and more. Like I guess they're like, what do you buy the Buddhas for Christmas? A Buddha.
Okay. That's perfect. That's all I want to get you for Christmas now.
Oh God, I have nowhere to put them. I have to donate them now. I've had a few of them to donate because I'm like I can't put them anywhere. Shit.
So y'all, please donate the Teach a bunch of Buddhas.
No more Buddhas.
I will put a special mailing address.
No more Buddhas.
So we just get tons of Buddhas and.
God. I mean, if I had my way, I'd have them all over the place. But I also have a fiance that's like, quit getting Buddhas, like put it up everywhere. I'd put them all over the place, but that looks kind of weird. So. Kind of clashes with everything else. Yeah, like a fucking temple or something.
It's like, oh.
Mm-hmm.
Man,
this guy's really into this.
This dude's really... I applaud his devotion.
Right.
So I was like, nice. I wish I could be invested.
I try to keep it to one room. Just, right. You know what I mean?
I was saying, yeah, because if you haven't caught on, we practice in his... We record in his little...
we practice? I like that, actually.
We practice our speeches. So these are just test runs that we upload. So.
Right. One of the real episodes is going to come out soon. We're still working on it.
We're still trying to work out the kinks of how we're going to do everything. It's all a test.
This is going.
Like, we secretly keeping this under wraps. That's why it looks like we have no fans. Mm-hmm. But we have thousands of people waiting.
Yes, anxiously waiting.
Mm-hmm.
And we're keeping up the hype by making them wait.
Exactly.
It's the only way to do it, really.
Exactly. So I say we had a really successful contest with the Amazon gift card.
Yeah, that was cool.
One of the winners, Zach, he came up to me at work and he said, he's like, hey, he goes, I got the gift card.
Is that who I sent?
Yeah.
Okay,
that's who you sent it to.
I put it from the Teach.
Yeah. I was like, so he said, thank you so much. And he goes, because he does a lot of fitness stuff and he's been promoting our page. Cool. Like talking about the podcast and stuff, like to his friends, like the people we work out with and stuff. And so I did see a small spike in some of the views in some of the episodes. So I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. And so I was like, yeah, thanks for putting out the page and everything like that. And
sure.
I was like, that's pretty cool. And
that is cool.
And the
Thank you, Jerry?
Zach.
What the fuck? Zach.
The other winner's name was Justin. You're kind of close on that one.
Dude, that's not that close. I don't know where I got Jerry from.
Mm-hmm. I was like, but yeah, shout out to them for being the winners.
Yeah. Thanks for... I don't think y'all listened, but
I was like,
thanks for being there.
It's like if they do, it's probably like 10, 20 minutes, and then it's kind of like,
right.
Like, I got to where I was driving, or like, I found something more interesting.
They are long.
But hey, we knew that was going to be, we were going to be the only listeners, so I'm happy with what we're putting out.
Cool with it. Like I said, I listen to podcasts a lot, and they're always about an hour and a half, so... But I listen all fucking day. But my job permits me to.
Exactly.
So I might not have a job.
No?
Well, so remember the last episode's Jerk of the Week, my coworker... Mm-hmm. She's continuing to do this, and at this point today, her attorney went to the office manager and said, we need to get rid of this guy and replace him.
No.
Here's what's funny is that my office manager was his old paralegal. So she knows how he works, and she's friends obviously with the paralegal that's taken her position. So she's like, I'm not gonna do that. She told me like, I'm not going to fire. Like, we know what you're doing. He just doesn't see it all. He just has to get mad at someone, and so it's kind of like nothing's gonna happen. Hopefully, but at the same time, one of the partners of this law firm wants me gone. That just sucks. Like,
I'm so sorry for that.
I mean, yeah, me too. What sucks is that I fucking do my job. It just
So she keeps like saying like, oh, the Teach isn't doing his job and like shit like that.
So things she'll like say a file or something that she just puts together, and she kind of maybe in her head goes, I'm gonna get the Teach to put this together, but never tells me. Mm-hmm. And then when her attorney comes up and goes, hey, where's that file? And she goes, oh, here it is. He's like, what the? And she's like, oh, I guess you never got to it, and I don't know what's up with that. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is that my boss, I think she knows that that's pretty much happening. That's the case, because she even told me, she's like, she needs to step it up too. Like, I know what's going on here, right? She was like, because the thing is too is no one's coming up to me and really other than him, because he doesn't really know. And
the partner, so like, is the partner telling you something?
No one, none of them talked to me. Although I felt an evil eye today when I was walking past, and now I realize why. Because right after that, I talked to my office manager, but no one, he doesn't say anything. The thing is that because they don't really see what I'm doing, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All that they would know is because of the filing. Is the filing getting done? If it's not, well, is it the file clerk? But it's not always just me, because if they don't give me the filing, can't file it.
Yeah.
I can't put it together. And it's very easy for them to go, oh yeah.
Teach didn't do it.
Right, exactly. Deflect. And since I don't work one-on-one with them, it's, and he's not coming to me and being like, is this what happened? Because he doesn't care. It's really just, I need it to get done,
Yeah. He doesn't have time to...
Right, it's not... Right. It's not a normal kind of, like, a retail or whatever, where that would happen. Like,
or sit you down and be like, hey...
Or, like, a performance report or something. It's nothing like that. It's just that repeatedly now files are not for him. And so, of course, looks like it's me. And the thing is that the paralegal realizes that it's her fault. My office manager pretty much knows the same thing, too. So my job they're not telling me like, hey, Teach, you need to step it up. Can you start doing, if that was the case, I'd be like, oh, fuck.
Like damn,
I need to step it up. But no one's telling me that either. So I'm like, I'm not doing anything wrong. But, let me not say the name, but his name is in the freaking partner. He's like a partner in this law firm. So his name is in the title of the business.
It was like, and it could be a matter of just like, hey, you done. Like, it.
Well, right.
Well, of course, with.
And they could, though. And that's what's really scary is that. But he's the lowest one. He's the last name on it.
Oh, okay.
Which doesn't mean he can't.
He's like friends. Like,
the thing is that there are like 5 other attorneys that have no problem with their filing because their paralegals are doing what they need to do with me, and we're all in cahoots and getting shit done. He's the only one, and it's because of his paralegal, really. So they won't. The office manager isn't gonna fire me because
they know
they don't want to. They're not gonna want to do what I have to do, because I do all the grunt work. I do all the tedious, in the spreadsheets and updating files. They don't want to do that.
So they're kind of like, oh shit, we can't lose Teach. Like,
right?
We gotta keep
yeah, exactly. So they're just trying, but at the same time, they're not gonna. The paralegal's not gonna take the blame for it either. She's not saying she's doing it. She's trying to just kind of like, she's averting his anger to me, and then at the same time trying to put it out with not him trying to get me fired. Like, that's so
shitty. Like,
it's horrible. And I actually was like, I had a moment where I was like, I should just, fuck them. You know what? He thinks his filing's not getting, because I do all his filing, the ones that I get from her. He thinks that I don't do anything. All his filing would not be done, because she doesn't do shit.
Yeah.
So this is only the stuff that little things that she doesn't bring up. Shit, she wouldn't do any of his filing. So I was like, fuck them. And make them all mad, because all the other paralegals would be pissed. Because, like, I do all their filing. If I just walked up and left, you have to learn this. I'm expendable. No, I'm not like, it's not like I have this fucking great craft, but, it took me over a month to get the system. Every law firm has different filing systems. And that's with me having a trainer that was my best friend at the time, or, still is my best friend, teaching me, and I was able to ask God, I was comfortable with them. Someone to just come in, oh my God, it would take forever. It would be really, it's not impossible, but that would suck. They would
spend more time.
They would be like, fuck, why did we get Teach to quit? Like, you know what I mean? They would. They fucking would. But I'm like, they pay me good. And it's an easy job. And I'm like, what? He could not like me. And if I get fired, fuck it. I'll just concentrate in school. Like, give me the excuse, I guess. Like, I don't feel like I'm doing anything wrong either, so.
Well, I don't think you're doing anything wrong either.
I'm really not, because they would tell me, right? Anyways, that was a long rant. Actually, that could have been a jerk of the week, but she was already the jerk of the week, and I also don't know how to. I want to confront her about it, but I don't know. What do I say, right? Like, stop doing that. And then she doesn't have to, though. She can still keep doing that. It's not going to change anything.
I don't know. I would have been like, I probably would have like brought it up without really bringing it up. I'd have been like, hey, look, so I've been getting kind of this feedback that I'm missing or like I'm not doing everything. Like, hey, you know, if there's some time, I was like, you know, if there's anything I need to do, just let me know. Like,
no, she comes up to me and tells me, though. That's the thing, is that as soon as it happens, pause for the cause. As soon as it happens, she comes up to me because she gets, and this time she was really scared because she could tell he was really mad. She keeps thinking that hopefully she can just do that and kind of like deflect the anger, but then try to backtrack it to where it kind of like all just evens out.
Hey,
like,
okay,
I'm not in trouble, but it's all done, so just here, like, and just forget all about it. But today, obviously, since she's been doing it all fucking month, he was like,
who
really
the fuck
pissed.
is this guy?
Yeah. And then she was like, oh shit. So she came and was like, hey, blah, 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 this and that. And I was like, well, why do you keep doing that then? And I was like, why don't you give it to me? Anytime she gives me a project or anything, I expedite it quickly because I already know he's kind of on my ass, you know? Mm-hmm. It really is just a matter of she doesn't even realize it. She doesn't even know until it's too late. And then someone's in trouble, and it's not going to be her. It's going
to be the teach.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah, so it's even... Because I was like, give me what you need. The only way it can change now is to go to her every fucking day and shake her head and be like, what needs to be done?
Right.
And then bring in the attorney. I've asked for everything to be done. She has nothing. So anything you find the rest of the day is not because of me. Like, because that's as much as I can do. So
what up?
Yes. And I don't want to do that. It's
just, that's what I'm saying. We'll just write down everything she asks you. Be like, okay, so you want me to do this? And then you'd be like, be super petty about it. And
well, like, yeah, I'm this close to being like that. What also sucks is that I'm not there 2 days out of the week because of school, and I've talked to my manager and I'm like, listen, give me 2 more weeks because then the semester's over. I'll be working, more. What's the word? Because I'll be there every day. I can take care. What sucks is I'm missing a day in between and shit piles up.
If you hear that sizzling,
pause for the cause.
Pour too much vodka there, but oh well.
Never too much vodka. Oof, this last weekend I was basically hungover all weekend, but then partying at night every night. Like,
hey man,
it was a good time.
That's the way to do it.
It was a good break, like fucking. But you know what sucks is that I have not been able to wake up normally. Like, this week, Monday was garbage. I was like 2 hours late to work.
Man, Monday, I was dreading Monday so bad because I was off Thursday. Well, I was off Wednesday, Thursday. I worked Friday. Then I was off Saturday and Sunday, and I stayed up a little bit too late on Sunday. And then, of course, I wake up at 8 every morning. And I was just like, I woke up and I was like, fuck me, I do not want to go to work.
That's me every day.
Monday, I took like maybe 50, 60 calls alone.
Oof.
Like
50, 60 calls?
Like...
I thought your call volume wasn't that high.
Day after a holiday and a weekend. Yeah. Hell yeah.
That makes sense.
All the agents calling in to fix shit that they didn't do over the weekend.
Sure.
Because agents pretty much took the whole week off last week. Like, I don't know why, because we were open.
I would too.
But it's like, yeah, I mean, who could blame you? But it's like, they were like, oh, hey, I was supposed to do this last Wednesday, but can you do it for me real quick? No, got to send it off to processing. Well, I kind of need it done now. I'm like, well, yes. I tell agents because I don't give a fuck. I'm like, well, I mean, it should have been done when you got presented the option. Right. Well, that's just not something I could do. I was like, well, this is something we can't do. So I'm sending it to processing, and I told them too, I was like, service isn't here to fix mistakes. Service is here to help the customers. I was like, you didn't process what you needed to in the time you needed to. So I just sent it to processing. Yeah. I was like, processing will handle what you didn't do.
You're like, so it could have been done when you could have done it, or you chose this option, which is not exactly how you thought it was going to go either.
Exactly.
Sorry about it. But
like, so
now we're both in this boat. So
I was like, so you're fucked. You got to tell the customer. Because that's the thing that pisses me off when agents say, well, can you tell the customer this? Like if a premium goes up, I'm like, nope. And they're like, I'm like, no, ma'am, I'm not going to call them. Well, why not? I thought that's what you do. I was like, one, I'm an inbound call queue. I was like, every time the call drops, another call comes in. I was like, two, I'm not going to be, hey, this is David with customer service. I was like, because ma'am, I'll tell the customer the truth. But like, hey, this is David with customer service. Just got off the phone with your agent, so and so. And I was like, yeah. So they called questioning your policy. They didn't know what was going on. I explained to them. I kind of gave them, this is what it is. And they said they didn't want to call you, and they asked me to call you. And I'll go on that whole rant.
And they're on the phone, right?
Well, no, the agent's on the phone with me, and I'm telling this to the agent, like I was telling you, and I'll tell them exactly, you refuse to call your client to tell them bad news. Well, if you put it like that makes it sound like I'm bad at my job. And I'm like, you said it, not me.
Right.
And then they're all like, well,
I will call your client and tell him that you were too stupid to do your job.
Yeah,
and
I was like, I'll call your client and be like, hey, remember that new vehicle you bought 3 months ago? Well, your agent didn't put it on the vehicle, and now you owe $300 in backdated premium. So, happy Thanksgiving. Ooh. Now you owe us $300, or else your policy's going to cancel. So it's like, hey, hope you didn't spend it all on Black Friday shopping. Hope that TV was worth it. Yeah. So
you don't have insurance anymore. And
I was like, yeah, right. Hey, so hope you weren't carrying that new TV in your truck because you're fucked.
Oh shit,
dude! I do
insurance
not give a fuck. Yo, bro. Especially when I got my license and I learned so much new shit. Like they don't tell you in just like basic training of insurance. It's like, oh man, that's what pisses me off because I can't mention that I'm licensed in the role that I'm in. Like I can't say I'm licensed, so it makes me really mad when when agents especially.
Why can't you say you're licensed?
Because that's not my role. Because they have licensed reps. Because this is the entry position that I'm in. The license role where you actually use your license, quote unquote, is like what they call the MCR4. It's the 4th level, and that's what they call their complex reps to deal with like insurance advice and this and that. Really, all the difference between me and a complex rep is the pay, and they can say, well, are you sure you want to lower your limits of liability? Because this is what it can mean. That's pretty much the difference. And then they get a couple, and they get like a couple extra logins to like state DMV things, which is kind of cool. But I'm like, whatever. So like when agents will be like, well, what do you know about this and this and that? And I'm like, oh yeah, you're right. I was like, okay, like if it's something about like some states you can't, even if you don't drive the vehicle anymore, you have to still turn in your license plates before you can remove it off your insurance policy.
Say it again.
So, like, let's say I have my car, right? I have active registration. I have license plates on and everything. Let's say it breaks down, but I'm like, man, I'm just not driving this car anymore. I don't want to pay for insurance on it. I remove the insurance, but I still have active registration on it. That can send an alert to, not in Texas, but in some states, you can send an alert to the DMV, be like, hey, this person has active registration, but doesn't have any insurance. Okay, how many days have they had elapsed? Okay, we're going to charge them. Shit. We're going to charge them this fine plus an additional whatever dollar amount for each day that passes without insurance.
That fucking sucks.
And so we'll get calls from the agent. Hey, yeah, they want to remove this vehicle. Okay, have they turned in their tags? No, they don't want to pay for insurance on it. Just remove it off the policy. I'm like, okay, well, if we, we don't really talk about it on our end. It's just kind of like remove it. If they say they want to remove it, remove it. But I go that extra mile. Well, hey, the state can assess fines for this. What do you know? Just remove it. I'm like, yeah, you're right. Then because I sometimes follow up on some policies, customer call.
So you can't tell them that you've passed this test, and you can't say that you're licensed.
No.
Can you allude to it? Like, sir, remember question number 25 on the state exam that says you can, the one I've taken as well?
I was like, yeah, it's just like, whatever. So I'm just like, okay. And I even tell agents, like, you're right, you're licensed, not me. Okay, let's go ahead and do this.
Petty, man, it's forget.
And then, sure enough, customer ends up canceling
the policy. Here's my extension if you can call me back when that blows up in your face.
Right? So, fuck you.
I'll draw it and fix it for you when you tell me that you need me to.
Exactly. So. I was like, and I'll tell customers too, I'll be like, I was like, this is what agents pretty much do. Like, I tell them, I'm like, agents are there to say hello, shake your hand when you sign up for a policy. Once they get their commission, that's it. Because customers get really pissed off with when agents don't contact them. Yeah, and because like I have an agent with the State Farm for our renter's insurance. I've never gotten a call from him, never even heard him. Because I bound the policy online. Like, I bought the policy online. I got his signature was, like, printed on the paper. And you could tell because, like, the ink was starting to run out, like, by his signature.
Yeah.
He was like, you know, from my family to yours or something like that. It was like, and I was like, this isn't even him. Like, I just threw it away. I was like, fucking Tito Sabarelli, whatever his name is. Like, fuck you fat
But
fuck.
why didn't you want him to call you, like, to say hey or something?
It's just that customer thing. It's like, you know, he could...
Like when you opened the policy.
Yeah, it can be like, hey, thank you for choosing, you know, my agency. Thank you for State Farm for renter's insurance.
You know what? Mine did. I have State Farm for rent insurance.
They called you?
Yeah, they did call me.
Who's your agent?
It's a girl. And she called me and was like, all right, so it looks like people have this, blah, blah, blah. But you know, I think it was because Mrs. Teach opened it and they needed something from me on it too, because we're both on it. So I think that's why they called. Because I think if
it was anything else,
I'm sure they wouldn't have. Like,
yeah, it's like, it could see me because I no insurance. I was like, I finished everything right then and there. Like,
yeah. But I think, like, something happened once, too, where when we switched over to this one, they called me. And we did it online. Like, we did everything online, but they just called and were like, oh, okay, just want to make sure this, blah, blah, blah. And we're like, yep, that's us. And they're like, okay, well, we'll go ahead and, you know, it's... Do you need me to send over the... I think because, you know, like, sometimes you need it to move in right away. Mm-hmm. Like, you need me to send the card because it's active as of now. And, like, no, we're good.
Yeah, see, it's like... With that,
I'll get you my girl. I'll get you that
switch agencies. Because this guy, he looks old, so I figure old people are more accustomed to that hands-on thing. But I'm like, wait, what the fuck do I know?
Really? Probably they're more used to, like, no one... They don't have to usually deal with anyone, so it's like, you know what I mean?
Like, all I know is that if I ever become, like, an actual licensed agent, like, as actual salesperson and whatever, like, an actual office, like... Dude, I would be all over policies. Like, I would be taking... Because I've talked to agents where like, they're like, hey, well, like, I know this isn't happening now, but I want to leave a note on the policy that I called in because we need to look at it in a couple months because something negative is going to pop up and everything like that. Like, so there's agents out there that are very proactive, but... Yeah, that's my rant on that. But we're going to take a quick commercial break. And then, just kidding.
Quick commercial break.
Sponsored by, what do you smoke? American
Spirit.
American Spirit?
Yeah. Send us some coupons.
Right? Send us both coupons and I'll just give you...
Maybe we can think of a jerk of the week because I don't have one yet.
Right? No problem. So we will be right back. And we're back. So
that was a long break. It doesn't seem like it on the podcast.
Yeah, I was like, you guys will know, but we went on an adventure.
Yeah. Got some snacks. Maybe hear me crunching. Those are pork rinds.
Hot and spicy pork rinds.
Hot and spicy pork rinds.
Spicy
Feel free to enjoy yourself with some pork rinds.
Of course. So yeah, so
Can you eat pork rinds being Jewish?
Man, fuck it. I'm not kosher. Fucking nose.
Just kidding. That's a throwback to episode 1.
Right. If you catch these references. Yeah. If you ever catch a reference, comment what episode we brought it up on.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Fun little game. Who knows? Maybe someone
I'm going to stop explaining my references for movies and see if y'all can't just figure them out and let me know.
Exactly. You guys got to comment at the teach.
Yeah.
Nice movie reference. And you got to timestamp it.
Yeah, timestamp it.
And I was like, so that way we know you fuckers were listening.
There might be a $10 gift card coming your way.
Right? Hey.
If it's good enough.
Select random selections. Again, I'm going to say it again. That was a good contest. I felt really...
That was a good contest.
It was like we got likes out of it, so...
My phone was blowing up with all the likes and comments that day, too.
So yeah, let's see here.
This is another impromptu kind of episode.
Yeah, I was like, kind of freeballing it again, but we had a little bit of sense of direction. So we got a suggestion of a topic, favorite place to go on dates, for dates. I would say for me, I don't have a particular place. Leslie and I really default to Chili's, the 2 for $22. You get or if we're feeling a little bit spicy, the 2 for $35.
Ooh.
Because it comes with a margarita and a dessert.
That's good for a blowy.
Right. Just kind of put it in your mouth a little bit.
Yeah. So just the tip kind of date?
Just look around the tip. So get a little spicy around that. What about you? You and Mrs. Teach do anything fancy? Or...
Ours is kind of weird. We've been dating since we were 17. And so the dating kind of, I don't know. Now that we've been together for 8 years, so it's kind of like we have our places where we like to go eat, right?
Right. That's pretty much what it turns into.
We like to go eat. Like tonight, we went out to Louis. It's an Italian restaurant on. It's right. Gem.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking
about. Like Evers, or it's on 4th.
It's by the Chili's, right?
Yeah,
there.
It's right by the Chili's. Yeah. So we actually don't like Chili's.
Really?
we don't actually like a lot of American food places. I don't know why.
We go there because it's cheap. So
yeah,
it's like
I don't know. We find cheap places. We like pho, which is usually cheap, or pho. I guess you want to be pompous about it. That's right.
It's pho.
It's pho.
You
you
fucking asshole.
Pho you. It's cheap, and we like that. We like a lot of ethnic places. You know, we like pho. We like the Spice is right next to Louis too. Mm-hmm. Which that's a good one too. They got a buffet for like $10.
Nice.
During the week. But when we were dating, when we were teenagers, we were poor teenagers. So we would go to there was a park on base that we used to hang out with. Did you go in Lackland a lot as a kid? Or?
Every now and then, but it was mostly to the commissary.
Oh, okay. It's right behind the commissary. It was called Lion Park. So we used to... My grandfather would drop me off on base, and we would just hang out there. And we'd go to the BX and hang out there and grab like a sandwich or something, and just walk around. And there's nothing to do on base. There's not like we would just that was just a way. But both of our parents were comfortable with just dropping us off there, and it's on base, so that's where we would hang out. So date stuff. I know Mrs. Teach would probably love, but y'all give me some clues. Maybe I can take her on a date again because it's been a while.
Right.
Because again, we just go out to eat.
I was like Leslie and I. Like, we still call it dates. Well, you're gonna mean, it's technically a date.
We call it date, yeah. It is.
It's like, when we're feeling, like, really splurgy is when we go to the Alamo Draft House to go see dinner and a movie. Yeah. And that's when we're like, okay, now we have money. Like, right. Because this past Friday, we saw Justice League. We saw Justice League at the Draft House.
Nice.
It was a good movie.
I heard it was pretty good.
A lot of people really bashed it and kind of like, oh, it was terrible. It's worse than Batman vs. Superman, which I loved Batman vs. Superman.
I never saw it.
And I was like...
Is that the one with Ben Affleck?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I was like, I enjoyed it. And so we saw Justice League. I was kind of like, okay, I was kind of scared because I was like, man, people are really bashed. The beginning was kind of rushed. I felt they really jumped into like who the bad guy was like really fast. They didn't kind of build it.
Right, with all the personalities in there to try to get everyone some time.
I guess, but it left more people confused than it did with... Because I'm familiar, because the bad guy is Steppenwolf. I'm familiar with a little bit of his origin in the comics and everything like that.
Is he a big Justice League kind of foe? I was always a Marvel kid, too, so I didn't...
Me too. I was more Marvel, but I was familiar. Steppenwolf, I wouldn't say he's, one of the biggest. He's, known. But, I was kind of, disappointed that they made him the villain and everything. Mm-hmm. I was like, they could have put, anybody else. And I was like, I guess Steppenwolf.
If I think of, the cartoon, because I used to watch Justice League, the cartoon, it was, I remember Lex Luthor.
Of course.
And Lojo.
Right? He should have, Lobo.
What did I say?
Lojo.
Lojo's my fucking stupid... Okay, yeah, not Lojo.
Lobo,
yeah.
Because I was like, Lojo. Wait,
of course
Lojo.
It stupid. Oh my god.
But yeah, no.
Lobo, yeah.
It was a good movie. It was really good. I recommend it. But yeah, that was I bought the tickets and she bought the dinner. We kind of do that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we'll take turns on that aspect.
See, that's another thing is me and Mrs. Teach, we have a joint bank account. And we've had one for years. It's just because I hate finance stuff. I'm a math person, but I hate doing real math. So I don't like to budget. And she likes to budget. So
I love budgeting.
That's another thing too. So when we go out to eat, it all comes from the same pot. So it's all, or on a date. So it's a lot of times if it's a little too extravagant, we're kind of we both have
it's
the same
50-50,
account.
Yeah.
So we're just maybe we could just forego it. If we're feeling splurgy, we like Goro's sushi, because that's always fucking expensive. If you're drinking too. Goro's sushi. Do you like sushi?
No.
Yeah.
Well, I don't like seafood in general. So
well, fuck.
And then raw seafood.
Gag
me with a spoon.
Yeah. Well, I'm dating an Asian, so it's a lot of... Honestly, she always buys seafood. If we go anywhere, she usually gets fish something, because it's a big part of the time.
Yeah, so right there by the ocean.
I'm not that into seafood myself, but I do like sushi. With beer and rice and all that, so it's pretty good.
See, Leslie, I always feel bad, because Leslie loves, You know, like, and I tell her, I was like, pick us somewhere you want to go. I'll find something I can eat.
Sure.
Like, I'll find something.
Chicken teriyaki.
I was like, I'll be that person who orders chicken strips. Like, I don't care. Like, I'll order. Like, she loves seafood restaurants, and we went to. I went to. What is it called? Sea Island. That's right there by the Best Buy on Ingram. We went to that place, and I was just like, I ordered a cheeseburger, and like when I ordered the cheeseburger, they were kind of like. Okay, the employees were kind of like, shit, okay. Kind of like, man, do we even have burgers?
Right.
Like, do we even get anything in? Because all they sell is seafood. Leslie was like, we go to a seafood place and you get this.
Well,
I'm like,
you don't like seafood.
I was like, you've been wanting to go to this place. I want to make you happy. Like, or like tonight, like, she loves Chipotle. And she always suggested, oh, let's get Chipotle. And I'm like, no, I hate Chipotle. Like, I don't like it. Like, it always messes up my stomach. Like, it never fails. It always messes with my stomach. Because our first Valentine's Day, we were like, let's just go to a place on Valentine's Day. I'm pretty sure we could get a table. No, we thought wrong.
Chipotle was packed too?
Yeah, Chipotle was packed. That was our last resort. Because I was like, well, I never had it. So we were all dressed up. We went to Chipotle. I love Mexican food, yeah. Okay. But I don't consider Chipotle Mexican food. Like, it's...
I was always a big against Chipotle. It's like, but I've had a couple burritos and... Miss Teacher will pick one up for me, and I'm like, that's pretty good. I mean, it's all rice and meat and a tortilla and cheese.
Well, see, for me, like, I ordered I have to order double meat because they're so stingy with their stuff. I ordered the meat, cheese, and lettuce. Okay. That's all I put because I don't like rice or beans.
Oh, what?
So, yeah, like I'm saying, I'm a disgrace. And so it's like, and that's what I get. And, like, and same thing with, like if we get, like, Chinese food or anything like that, I just ordered the chicken by itself and a couple egg rolls on the side.
Sure.
But that's more expensive because it's not like because you're ordering a la carte or whatever.
Right.
And so I try not to do those things because I know I end up being more pricey for that kind of stuff because I always have to get double of whatever the a la carte thing is. And it's just way too pricey. Like
$20 for that one meal.
I would say like either $30, $35 because one, it takes a lot to fill me up.
Oh, okay.
Two, it's like...
So I didn't even know they did just a la carte meat. I guess they would, though, right? Why not?
They'll have to.
Charge you.
Like, they have to. Like, if we go to, like, buffets or something, like a Chinese buffet, I just get chicken, egg rolls, and rolls.
I like rice. That's amazing.
I've tried it a million times. I've tried white rice, fried rice, Spanish rice. I've tried it with jambalaya, like the red beans and rice and stuff. Yeah. I've tried so many rice, so many different beans, so many style beans, the way beans are cooked. I hate it. I just can't stand it.
Texture thing? Or
with rice, it's the texture. With beans, it's the taste. It's just like, ugh. Like, I don't like it, and I hate when people are like, you don't... That's heard it all my life. And then two, well, you need to try the way my mother cook it, or the way my grandmother cook it. I'm like, man... Fuck your mom and fuck your grandma. Like, no, I'm not going to be rude and eat it. I don't like it. Because I would be like that. I'd be like, nope, this is disgusting. I'm pretty sure everybody else loves it, but...
They do.
I was like, congrats to them.
That's a hard life being Mexican and not liking rice and beans.
I'm a picky eater, dude. Like, I'm picky.
Yeah, everything goes with rice and beans. With, Mexican food shit.
Exactly. Like, this is... So we went to...
So what do you like?
Meat. It was like meat, barbecue sauce,
ketchup,
right? Catsup. Pretty much it. Just like meat. If I can honestly like.
Okay, so your last meal, you've been convicted of murder, which is not unlikely with your anger. It might happen. And you have a last meal. What do you get? And you can pick anything, right?
Exactly, I could pick anything. My last meal would probably be a triple Whataburger with the large fries, large soda,
How is
large
the
Coke.
burger prepared? Everything on it?
No tomatoes or onions, but with pickles, cheese, and bacon.
Okay. No lettuce.
No, I like lettuce.
Oh, lettuce. Okay. Triple meat, pickles,
lettuce, bacon,
mustard,
yeah.
Mayonnaise.
You can throw mayonnaise in there too.
Okay. Ketchup.
Ketchup, no.
No ketchup.
No, with the Whataburger burger, no. Ketchup goes good with the McDonald's burger and McDonald's, Wendy's. No, not Wendy's. McDonald's and Burger King. They put ketchup on their burgers.
Okay.
But like if I were to make like a burger, like if we fried up burgers at the house, I always put sometimes I put barbecue sauce, but I either put like mustard on one bun, mayonnaise on the other.
There you go.
Kind of like a turkey sandwich.
Sure.
Mayonnaise on one,
Oh.
mustard on the other. Yeah, so
Love
it's
a turkey
like...
sandwich. So you like bread. You do enjoy bread.
I enjoy bread, yeah.
Okay. All right. So triple Whataburger. That's it?
Triple Whataburger, large fries, large Coke.
Large fries, large Coke. No dessert? No nothing?
Maybe a root beer shake?
Root beer? Float?
No,
like a shake?
Whataburger had a root beer shake. Like, it
Do they
was...
still have it?
I don't know if they have it anymore. I haven't asked for it, but they had a root beer shake that I was like, oh, to die for.
So good.
Get it? To last meal, to die for.
Oh, clever guy over here.
But yeah, like with the rice, let me tell you how like familiar I am with rice and stuff. So like we went to a wedding for a couple friend of ours, and they had Mexican food catering, and all the plates were pre-made. So like I couldn't.
Oh, yeah.
So I was like, damn it! So it was like two crunchy tacos, and luckily those were wrapped like kind of like separate or packaged separate. So I was like, okay, cool. Because I'm also to the extent where I don't like, if it's a food I don't like touching the food I do like, I get mad. I'm like, no, I can't eat it. I'm terrible. So
You're a man child.
I am, dude. I really am. That's what I'm saying. I'm so glad Leslie loves me. Because she puts up with it. She'll make my food, and then she'll do what she wants to do with hers. Yeah.
As much as it hurts for you, it's harder for her. I guarantee it.
And so like
okay, so it had two crunchy tacos.
And then it had a thing of rice and thing of beans.
Of course.
And it came with like 2 extra tortillas as well.
Okay.
So I was like, oh, but I was starving. There were like pitiful, like disrespectful crunchy tacos.
Sure.
And I was like, scarf them down like in like 3 bites. And I was like, I'm done with this. And Leslie was like, well, just eat the rice. Like, or like, she goes, if you're really that hungry, like, we'll go get food afterwards. Cause she finished her food, like, you know. And I was like, I'm starving, and cause like I hadn't eaten all day.
She has a normal, healthy relationship with food.
Pretty much.
Not like yourself.
Exactly. And so my stomach's all. I'm like, oh damn it! So I ate 1 tortilla, and I was
Do you like tortillas?
I love tortillas.
Okay, these are not good tortillas.
What's up?
These were not good tortillas.
They were good tortillas, but I was just like, these aren't gonna fill me up, and I'm kind of looking. I'm like, and I looked at Leslie. I was like, would it be weird if I put the rice in the tortilla and I kind of ate it like a makeshift taco? She was like, no.
That's a burrito. Sure.
That's what she said. She goes, that's like a normal Mexican dish. She was like, they feed that to little kids, like little tortilla and rice. And I was like, really? So I can eat it? She goes, yes, babe. I was like, okay. So I kind of was like, I taste more of the tortilla, so I was like, I stuffed it. I stuffed all the rice and like the 1.5 tortilla I had, just because I was like, just don't think about the flavor, just go down. I'm like,
All right, so you're this hungry to where
I was willing
like
to eat.
You couldn't just wait till after though, like.
I still got a double meat Whataburger that night.
Cause I can appreciate. I'm not very picky, and I don't think there's really anything I can't eat. We'll get back into that. There's one thing, but I think if something came over, if I didn't like prepare it, or if it was just gross or something, so that happens. It's just like that doesn't taste good. I'm not gonna eat it. And if I was still starving, I might be like, I'm fucking hungry, but I'm done with this. We'll go get a double cheeseburger after. That couldn't happen though. You had to do something about it.
Because when I get hungry, like it's not that I get tired or cranky. It's like I just hate being hungry. Like, I can't stand it. Like, I don't know how I'm not 300 pounds. Like, I just fucking hate being hungry. And that's where a lot of my money goes to is fucking snacks.
The podcast is slowly going to see the Teach get emphysema from smoking every time I come back from a smoke break.
The final episode.
Hacking out more and more lung.
The final episode. Unfortunately
the
today.
Teach passed.
The Teach just passed.
And we're going to have it anyways for his honor.
It was like,
please have an episode after I die.
I will.
Week after.
And I'm just going to be like, I'm going to try smoking a cigarette on his behalf, just for him. You guys are going to...
Light one and put it on my shrine. Just let it sit there and watch. That'd be great.
It feels so disrespectful.
Yeah, just put a picture of me up there with the cigarette in there. That'd be great.
Oh, man. So terrible.
So I can eat anything, and a lot of times I might not even really like it, but did you ever watch Dave Zimmerman on Travel Food Channel? He had
the weird food
Bizarre
things?
Foods.
Yeah, Bizarre Foods, there you go.
Okay, and so his motto is always, the motto usually is you gotta try it at least once, right? Just try it once. His motto is actually you gotta try it at least twice. So even if you hate it, you gotta try it one more time because things can change. It could be prepared different or whatever, So that's always his mentality. So a lot of things, if I don't even really like it, I will finish it or I won't cut it out of my whatever repertoire of what I don't eat. Like, I don't really have a thing of I don't eat that. There was one thing, though. And in Korea, I had a lot of experience with weird fucking food that I was like, I don't know if I like this. And then I started to kind of like it. One was like fucking congealed blood soup. Like, they had congealed blood. It was like in a block, and they cut it in cubes. It's congealed blood, and then you make a soup out of it. But the blood stays cubed. Like tofu. Like, can you think of a soup with, like, cubed tofu in it? Right? Like,
disrespectful.
Well, it's blood, though. It's just congealed
blood. From what, though?
Like a cow or a pig. Probably a cow. Probably. Or maybe a pig. I don't know if they can do... Man. Anyways, that was fucking weird. And at first, I was like, oh, no. And then the more I'm like, it's not that bad. And, I'll eat it. There was one thing, though, that I just could not get around. Have you ever had a persimmon? Do you even know what a persimmon is?
No.
I've never known what it was either, right? This might be totally off, but my conceptualized aspect of what a persimmon is, it's like a cross between an apple and a tomato. Yeah, that's weird. If you ever have one, though, think of that. Maybe if I get some, because Mrs. Teacher likes them.
I will not try it.
Well, it's a fruit, and it's sweet. But the thing is, it has like a firmness like an apple, but at the same time, it's kind of soft, almost like it's a tomato. So it's like, it's like a cross between an apple and a tomato. You know what I'm saying? It even looks shiny, kind of like a tomato at first, but it's crunchy, Anyways, and it's fucking orange, so it almost looks like white and red kind of bled into this one persimmon. Whatever. Mrs. Teach loves them. They're expensive here in the West because I guess they don't really grow, I don't know, naturally or whatever. They have to import them, or what's the word?
Expedite them.
Import them, right? Because we're from... Anyways. Yeah. Anyways. In Korea, they have a delicacy where they take this persimmon and they put them outside and they let it sit there for a while. So long that it actually rots. And the inside becomes pudding, like mush pudding. And then they eat that. So, and the thing is and Mrs. Teach fucking lost her shit when she saw that they had... When we first got in Korea, her aunt was like, look, just like you liked as a kid. And she was like, fucking rotten persimmon. Yeah, it's my favorite. And, in Korean, I don't know. So they bring out this persimmon, and it's just, they just break, it just like, it just folds open, because it's just mush. And, Mrs. Teach and her aunt and the family are just like, it's so good. And I'll give it to you that it does just taste like what a persimmon tastes. It's very sweet. It's really sweet at this point, because it's so ripe.
Rotten persimmon.
Yeah, my fucking favorite. It's the best. But I could not get over the texture of it, and knowing that it was a fruit that's been sitting outside so long that it's become this consistency. Like, if they would have given it to me in a cup and been like, oh, it's persimmon pudding, I would have been like, oh, persimmon, like, you prepared it like this. Like, this was meant... No, it's fucking rotten fruit is what you're eating. I couldn't do it. That's probably the only thing I can't. I
can't get over that. No way, rotten fruits.
She was really excited. Oh my god, she was so excited.
God, fucking that's perfect. Oh my god.
Okay, I'm gonna let David talk to you for a second. I gotta pause for the cause real quick.
Oh, okay. That is hysterical. I'm sorry. Sorry for the interruption there, but yeah, it's just with foods, like, I can't, like, I stick to what I know. Like, the last food that I tried that I think was good, man, what the fuck was it? Like, cause
it was different, or just
it was different, something that I've never tried before. Fuck, I can't think of what it was. I'm starting to get into mashed potatoes.
Shut the fuck up. I don't like mashed potatoes.
I didn't like... Because it's chewed up potatoes. Like, that's how it felt to me. Like, I was like... It's like someone chewed up a french fry, spit it on my plate, and it's now making me eat it with...
You didn't eat mashed potatoes as a baby?
No, I just ate regular baby food as a baby. Like the Gerber.
That's insane. I need more soda.
But see... Well, that's right here.
No, I don't. I fuck with that.
Oh, okay.
It gets too sweet. It gives me Oscar.
Oh, okay. Well, because see, and my mom even said as a baby, when they would feed me rice or beans, I didn't like it. Like, even as a baby. So it's like, I guess I just never liked that flavor. So yeah, mashed potatoes is something that like I've never liked because I'm just like, and I've eaten millions of times. But now I'm kind of like, okay, like if I throw tons of salt or gravy on it or like tons of butter, I'm like, I can eat it. But I don't know, I can't help it. And like,
well, yeah, fucking mashed potatoes with salt and butter and gravy.
Right, like that's a meal. Like that's a side.
How do you get through Thanksgiving? Mashed potatoes
Turkey.
is like
Turkey and stuffing.
A fucking giant plate of meat.
Yeah.
And stuffing.
You think I'm kidding, but
God.
It's. I'm just a meat.
You need
person.
to love yourself, sir. You need to start loving yourself more and
enjoying
more food.
I
and not just in the bathroom,
like it's
but like with your food, you know.
In the bathroom, shit. I love myself on the bed, dude.
That's what I'm saying. Oh, yeah. Well, you know.
Hey, it's my fucking bed. Like.
Yeah, that's true.
But no, like I'm a meat person. Like I'm just like so carnivorous.
Well, I was vegetarian for years. It's funny because Miss Cheech always like, there was some vegetarian restaurant downtown that's supposed to be like amazing, and she was like, oh, and we were at, it was the Quarry, is that what? No, the Pearl.
The Pearl.
And she's like, oh, let's check out. And I was like, oh, no, I'm going to waste my time. She's like, okay, ex-vegetarian. Like, yeah, but I did my time. So,
right.
like, I'm done with the vegetarian
I remember
like,
when I met you, that was, because that guy Adam, that was the first thing he said about you. Oh, Teach is vegetarian.
The fuck?
And I was like, okay.
Why is that a talking point?
I was like, all right. So, yeah, then I remember, like, yeah, you're a vegetarian.
I was very vegetarian. I was going to take my refuge vow for Buddhism, and so for the year it was like a fast. It was my way of kind of like preparing for that, and then once I took my vow, I was like, okay. I did it for the year. I did wean off it. What ended up happening was I was just eating bread and fucking chips all the time. And I was like, well, shit, I'd be healthier eating meat and so like healthy
protein,
than just eating chips and bread all the time.
See, that's how I am. I think that's why I'm so in shape. Eat someone like, dude, brisket. Like, brisket is my all-time favorite meat.
Brisket is like the fattiest fucking meat. Well, you know, beef is like the worst meat.
Exactly.
You can eat. And brisket's probably the worst part of the cow that you can eat.
Dude, I could fucking like I could devour like whenever my dad would make brisket, like he would make he would have to buy like a really big one because I could eat like a whole 2 pounds by myself.
Jesus Christ.
Like I'm just. I tell you, it takes a lot to fill me up. Plus, I'm a picky eater. Like, it's just a disaster.
You found something you liked.
And I was like, I love meat. Like, as far as...
You're like a little bit autistic. You know, like autistic kids, they find the one thing they like and that's like it. They won't ever like deviate from that and they're just like, that's all I want.
I was like, cause
you know, I can clean a brisket in like 5 seconds.
Man. It's like, and like with, the only time I really eat vegetables, if it's like a salad... And I have to, like, douse it in ranch. It's like, it sounds terrible. Like, I can't do healthy food, unfortunately.
I hate ranch, too.
It's like, oh, ranch is so good. Or the extra virgin olive oil from Olive Garden. Their dressing. You hate Olive Garden? See, pasta, I'm a big pasta person, too.
They don't know how to cook pasta.
Well, it's just the experience.
They treat you like family.
Yeah. And I get the free to-go meal, too, so...
Even their breadsticks. I mean, here's the thing: is that every now and then I'll get a craving for like.
Don't disrespect your breadsticks. How dare you?
Oh God, they're microwaved.
I don't care. They microwave them just right.
Well, you don't have the most sophisticated palate, obviously, as this podcast has shown. So
we get a lot of hate now.
You don't get to have a say on what good food is at this point, David.
What good food is?
Sorry about it.
Damn it.
Yeah.
I love fine Italian cuisine. Well, I've eaten Italian food from New York, the motherland. And,
it's not the motherland at all. See right there, your mark is off. Your mark is totally off. Yeah.
But no, like I've had like real like
And Olive Garden compares to New York even? Because I'll give you that.
Mm-mm.
Okay, well good.
No, the Italian food in New York is like it shits on.
They are
Olive
definitely
Garden.
Closer to the mark.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's like. You know, because I don't have a passport, can't afford to go to Italy, so that's as close as I'm ever going to get to most authentic Italian cuisine. And dude, the pizza, the fucking just even basic shit like fucking chicken parmesan. Oh, dude, like I nearly creamed in my pants when I ate their fettuccine alfredo with chicken. Oh, bro, I was like, ugh.
So, I'll tell you what, and I didn't know this, and I still don't really know this because it's not experience. This is only hearsay. I have my last name, my real last name is an Italian last name, and someone on Facebook, he also has the same last name, but he's from Italy, and he started this group of all these people with our last name, like around the world. So it's like thousands of these people in the group with, we all have the same last name, and they're all different, kind of spelled a little different here and there for the region and blah blah.
But it's kind of like the
of
same.
course, mine is the most American because there's not all the other. I guess originally it's supposed to be sold in apostrophe.
Oh, really?
Mine doesn't have it. Whatever. Anyways, so at this one point, I don't know how this happened, but I ended up asking about the food. I was like, how different is like American Italian food to Italian food? And I think I posted a video of something. He was like, yeah, chicken. He was like, chicken doesn't go with pasta at all. We don't serve chicken and pasta whatsoever. Chicken's on its own. And then pasta is on its own. But you never have like a chicken, Parmesan chicken.
Really? So
yeah.
like...
And another thing was seafood and cream sauce does not go together. And then you see a lot of that too. You'll see seafood with like shrimp Alfredo or something.
Yeah, there's
like
that.
Real Italian, they have seafood and pasta, but it's always like a red sauce or like a wine sauce, not a cream sauce. That's something we like, which I'm not shitting on. I love chicken parmesan and I love shrimp Alfredo, but apparently that is not Italian whatsoever.
That's pretty interesting.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah,
I didn't think about that. And apparently, even the seafood cream thing, Europe in general doesn't do that. That's an American, but it's also a Eastern thing because Korea and I think they put cheese. The cheese is an American or like a Western thing.
Well, kind of like too with ketchup. Like always here in European countries, like ketchup is like not really used, and especially in France, that's where you kind of always hear that connotation with like, oh, do you guys have ketchup? Like it's so disrespectful.
They don't use ketchup at all.
Yeah, like it's like it's pretty much saying like this food's not good enough, it needs more, and like it's like you're pretty much saying fuck you and your family to the chef.
Yeah.
Like,
see, I don't buy that. I don't like that either because I like myself very salt. So I'm like, it's prepared perfect, but I want it ruined with more salt, and that's how I would like to enjoy this meal. So
that's what I'm saying. I don't know how I'm like obese and overweight because like when we get chips and salsa, I throw so much salt. Like I don't know how my heart has not exploded, or I don't know how I'm alive. Let me put it that way. Like, as terrible as my diet is, as terrible as everything. Like,
I suppose if you stay away from rice and beans, that's a lot of carbs. You're just sticking to the meats. I mean, you're on like a Atkins diet just naturally. There's not a lot of carbs.
Just without the subscription.
Oh, are we doing a jerk of the week? I don't have one, but you had one, didn't you?
Well, it's not so much a jerk of the week. I guess I could just rant about it.
Do y'all want to just hear the song anyway?
Let's just play the song.
You got it. Okay, we'll keep talking.
Okay. While he's loading that up. So, yeah, I don't so much have a jerk of the week. We'll still introduce it as such. Oh. Well, I'll just get into it.
You're the
jerk of the week.
You're a jerk and it's your week. You really outdid yourself. That's it. You're something super jerk. I don't know.
We're crazy super jerk.
Yeah. There you go.
Something. But this week,
you're the jerk of the week.
So I guess you could say mine. So mine, I'm about to rant about college football. So this is the 4th season that they have done the college football playoffs. Back then, in the medieval times, quote unquote, it was just like, you get in the championship game. It's kind of like, you're good, you're in. Kind of a terrible system. It was kind of like, I guess this team can go in. Like, no organization whatsoever. So, back in 2013, they created the...
Fairly recent.
Well, it started in 2014. Yeah, 2014, yeah. Because the championship was officially declared in 2015. That's when they played the championship game. Because Ohio State won the first ever college football playoffs. They were the first ever CFB champions. CBF champions, whatever. Because Ohio State, because my dad's from Columbus in Ohio and everything, and that's like the school. So that's the team we go for. I go for Ohio State. So Ohio State won the first ever college football playoffs, whatever, right? Second year, Ohio State didn't make the playoffs. last year, the third season, they made the playoffs, but we got our asses kicked by Clemson. We lost 31-0. And that was on New Year's Eve.
Fuck.
Yeah, we got fucking dominated. And even at that, last year people said, oh, Ohio State didn't deserve to be in the playoffs, this, and that. Because, like, they feel like Ohio State is always just kind of given an opportunity. Like, because Ohio State's fucking good. Like, because that's my team. I fucking love them. So, here's kind of the things they look at to be considered to be in the top 4. Because it's 4 teams that play in the semifinals, and then the 2 teams out of that play in the finals. They look at difficulty of schedule, how many points you win by, of course your overall record, like how many wins and losses you have. They look at how well individual players perform. They look at so many like kind of nitpicking bullshit. It's really dumb. So Ohio State started the season ranked at number 2. Like automatically before week 1 even started, right? We were ranked at number 2. We won the first game barely. We kind of struggled, but we won. Game 2, we played Oklahoma. That's when I said, OU, we were driving. We lost to Oklahoma. That dropped us down from number 2 down to like number 10. Like it kicked us down the ranks like tremendously. So we spent the rest of the season fighting our way up to try to get up higher. Because each week the ranks get updated. So then we lose to Iowa a few weeks ago, dropped us right back down to 9. And I was like, shit. So we've been winning ever since, and we've been kicking ass. And Sunday is the official selection for the college football playoffs. That's like, because then the season's over. The season's over this Saturday. So yesterday they did the last kind of like unofficial rankings of everything. Ohio State prior to yesterday was ranked number 9. We beat Michigan, and all these other teams lost. All these other higher ranked teams, they all lost all these games. Like Alabama, they were at number 1, they lost, but they only went down like 3 spots. And Ohio State only moved up 1 spot.
And that's someone's choosing them to.
There's a committee for the college football. There's a committee of like highly educated bullshit
footballologists.
Yeah, the most like top-notch football analysts and professionals and this and that. Mind you, none of them are coaches, none of them are players. These are just people that like football pretty much in a nutshell. Mm-hmm. And so it's like these people, so they said Ohio State deserved only 1 rank increase, and all these other teams are still, because like Miami was number 3. They lost to an unranked team and they dropped down to number 7. And I'm just like, what? Like that's so stupid. They lose 1 game, they drop down 4 spots. Ohio State wins 1 game, and we only go.
Reasoning like it was such a bad loss?
No, it wasn't even that bad of a loss. This was the reason, because they lost to a team they should have beaten, that they felt they should have beaten. So it's like, what? And like the team that's currently number 2 is Auburn. They have the same exact record as we do, but they're apparently like their schedule was medium difficulty essentially in Ohio State. Ohio State had too easy of a schedule, and it's like, what the fuck? Because Ohio State is in the Big Ten conference, and the Big Ten are like the top teams in college football. We have Ohio State, Michigan State, Wisconsin. Like we have Penn State. Like we have really good teams, and of course that's who pretty much we play all season. So they're really tough games. Then you have teams like, Alabama that play all these really bum-ass, like, kind of what you could consider, like, high school football teams. You got, like, they just fucking bend over and have their way with these teams. And they're like, oh, Alabama's so good. It's like, well, yeah, you guys are playing, like, fucking freshmen in high school. Like, you guys are playing garbage teams. Like, no shit you're going to win. It's like, there's only one guy playing out there. It's like, yeah, you're going to win. Like, and it's like, it's so stupid, and everybody rides Alabama's cock about it, and it's like, ugh. And then Clemson has a good year last year, and then they're automatically one of the best teams in the whole country, and it's like, man, fuck y'all. Like, we have more wins than that. Like, oh, like, it's so mind-boggling. And I literally, like, threw a tantrum at work. Like, I was at my desk because they finally put the TVs to ESPN, because I guess they're tired of CNN running all day and, like, all the Trump news and everything. So I guess enough people complain that you're like, well, fine, no one can complain about sports. I found a way.
That was stupid.
I was like, well, all the guys on our team, we were watching, and we're like, well, because, they go for, like, UT and, like, Texas teams.
Right.
What? And I'm like, well, no, Texas teams are garbage. And I'm like, Ohio State should have been fucking up there. Like, I was like, God. And then they're saying Ohio State has a small chance of getting into the top 5 if they win this Saturday, if they play, because we play Wisconsin, who's in the Big Ten. We're playing them for the Big Ten championship, and Wisconsin, and that's another bullshit thing. Wisconsin is undefeated. They haven't lost a single game, and they're ranked 4, where the number 1 ranked team has 2 losses. Uh-huh. It's like, how does that compute? How is a team with 2 losses, how are they considered better than a team with no losses? Like, that's so dumb. And then there's a team, too, that's ranked number 13, but because they come from a lower class division and everything like that, they're 11-0, and they're ranked number 13. It's like, they should technically be higher than Ohio State. Like, they won more games. It's like, I don't know. So if we win on Saturday, if we beat the undefeated team and win this Big Ten conference,
should be number 1.
I don't know. I would say the 5th spot at least. But and I talked to this about my dad, and my dad's like, I don't know why you get so pissed off. He knew they weren't going to pick him. My dad feels like the whole playoff committee is like out to get Ohio State. Like, he's like, they're not going to pick them. All those fucking assholes. They don't they don't know what they're fucking doing. They have their heads up their ass. And he goes, but then he's all, well, we're still getting a big bowl game. And I'm like, I don't want a fucking bowl game. I was like, what are we, UTSA? Like, no! It's so shitty.
Hey, what's wrong with UTSA?
Nothing wrong with the school, but their football program is fucking,
Okay, so just to clarify, who's the director of the league? The committee? Or
the
every other team?
The committee.
And every other team.
And every other team. Those fucking bastards. I
would say go for A&M, but I go to their sister school, so.
Hey, so does Leslie. We went out to eat with the Princess Susanana, and she was wearing her A&M shirt for San Antonio, but it just said Texas A&M. Uh-huh. And A&M was playing LSU, and they were getting their asses kicked. Mm-hmm. Lol. And then he's just like, hey, Luke, your team. And she was like, oh, well. I just go.
Yeah.
I don't go around.
It's funny because I don't get how that works either, because UT, right? UT, their colors are what, like burnt orange and white, I think?
White, yeah.
Yeah, and they're the Longhorns. And that's UT. And then UTSA is a sister school. But they're like blue, white, and orange.
Blue and orange.
And it's orange, like orange. Like not burnt. It's not even the same orange. And then they're the Roadrunners. Mm-hmm. But you never see someone from UTSA wearing UT stuff. Like, they're never repping UT stuff, right? It's always UTSA stuff.
I think it's more because of the whole football thing.
Is that why?
Yeah.
Because I don't get why A&M people, A&M SA, right? And it's actually it's TAMUSA. It's TAMUSA. It's Texas A&M University of San Antonio. But you'll see everyone at school wearing A&M like Aggie shirt, and they'll wear like Aggie stuff, and it's like, we're not even Aggies, we're Jaguar. It's like, we're not, like, we're a sister school. That A&M logo is not even our logo. Like, why do you feel the need? How can you? I don't know. I won't wear it because I'm like, I don't go to A&M College Station. I go to A&M San Antonio. No, it's TAMUSA. It's not even A&M.
That's why I got pissed off, because Leslie bought a T-shirt that has the state of Texas outline, and it says A&M in it, like it's like the Texas A&M.
Oh, in College Station.
Yeah, and I got so pissed off. One, because we're Ohio State fans. Two,
she doesn't have a choice.
I was like, well, because she doesn't watch football, and I remember when we first started dating, I always joke. I was like, hey, any team I go for, will you go for? Yeah, sure. But she's gotten into Ohio State. Like, she'll watch the games with me from time to time, and she'll get into it. Mm-hmm. And then with NFL, like actual professional football, she doesn't really care much for. She doesn't have like no interest at all.
Does she even care about college, to be honest?
She cares about college football. Oh. She thinks it's more intense. Like the games get more like the fans, because they're all college students, all hyped up, repping their school.
Yeah, when they're younger guys, the game is more intense.
Yeah. So like she'll go for Ohio State with me. We'll always watch the season opener. If we can watch, because the big game every year for Ohio State is Ohio State versus Michigan, because that's the biggest rivalry. And that's considered the game in college football, because that's the biggest rivalry in college football history. So if she's off or if it's on later in the day, she'll watch it with me.
Wearing that A&M shirt.
No, she has Ohio State clothes. Like because Victoria's Secret Pink came out with a college line, and they came out with all this Ohio State gear. So she's like, ooh, and like, oh, here we go. Like just because it's pink. So.
Right.
So, but yeah, football she doesn't care.
No, you were saying you were mad about her getting an A&M shirt though, or something.
Because I'm just like, I hate Texas teams. Like I've always hated Texas teams ever since I was
how are we gonna raise the children?
I was like, and then like I always get awkward. It always gets awkward because she does have a Texas Longhorn bracelet, like a charm on her bracelet,
That's
like
weird.
the little Longhorn. Well, because her dad was going to go to UT, and like her family's big UT fans, and I guess she got that years before she met me, and so I remember a long time ago, her dad joked about saying like, "Oh yeah, you're going to raise little Longhorn fans." And I said out loud, which I didn't mean to. I was like, "Fuck no, we're not." And then I was like, "I'm gonna raise my kids to watch championship winners." I was like, "I'm not watching." And then he says like, "Oh well, if they're going to be a Falcons fan, they're not championship fans." And because Atlanta's never won a championship, so
y'all are just going for blood, each one of y'all.
With NFL, people can talk shit to me because my team sucks. Like so,
Accept it.
I know my team sucks. I don't try to argue it. You know, the Atlanta Falcons, they're garbage. They choked in the Super Bowl. You know, they were winning.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man.
We were winning 28-3.
Oh, man. Yeah, I watched that game.
Halftime came around. But you know what? Shit. That's how Atlanta plays, which I don't know why I got my hopes up. Because Atlanta, we come in strong. We're winning. Yeah. As soon as halftime rolls around, we always lose. I don't know why I thought the Super Bowl would be any different than any other Atlanta Falcon game, but... Yeah, so Atlanta, people can talk shit to me about. Ohio State, people better shut their fucking mouths because I will school you with facts. I'll school you because we have the most college drafts. We have the most NFL drafts of any other college team in the USA. We have more Heisman winners. We have everything. Like, we're the cream of the crop.
Sorry, that was a hard one.
You're fine. Oh, yeah, those... Like, when in, like, Monday Night Football or whatever, like, you know how, like, they'll do little videos and, like, I'm so-and-so and so-and-so from whatever university.
That's pretty good.
Like, my name is David Clare. So if they come from Ohio State, because it's the Ohio State University, that's the technical name of the school. So, like, when the NFL players do it, I always am like, oh, yeah. Because they always go, I'm so-and-so and so-and-so from the Ohio State University. And I'm like, yeah! Like, that's right! Because there's only one! Like, I'm so hype about it. That's us!
Fucking stupid. I can see that. Yeah, that's I can feel the camaraderie.
Every single time.
Sure.
The Ohio State University. I'm gonna go jerk off. Like, yes!
Oh my god.
But that's my rants on that. I was like, that went for a long while.
I'm sorry, the teach is not very well versed in athletics.
And that's perfectly fine, because...
but I enjoy listening to him. It's always a learning experience, because I don't really know.
I was like, well, you like the Spurs.
I do like the Spurs, yeah. But see, I'm a bad basketball fan, because I don't really watch any other team, unless they're playing the Spurs. Like, I really just follow the Spurs. I was funny, because when you were talking about the Falcons, I was like, that reminds me of my Spurs, because they like to get real strong first half, and then kind of knock on wood, but, well, and they're not.
Knock on wood.
Yeah. They do that a lot, too. So,
yeah.
But even then, I've always been around the Spurs growing up, because my family's, I'm from San Antonio, but I never really watched the games. That's kind of a new thing for me, too, for the past year, really, getting into the Spurs. So.
See, with basketball, when I was younger, I was really into basketball. And not so much into football. Like, all I knew was, like, touchdown, field goal, interception, like, fumble, like, kind of basic things. But that's kind of flip-flop. Like, I still know a lot about basketball and everything like that, but I'm more into football. Like, when I got into, like, middle school and high school, I flipped more into the football scene of things. But I still keep up with, like, things around the NBA and...
Well, and see, what's funny is that I don't really follow football too much, but I know how to play football. I used to play football. And I know how the game works better than basketball, really.
Exactly.
But I don't really... I don't know. I get more into the game watching the Spurs than I do watching... Well, and I like the Cowboys.
Like...
And now you can talk shit about the Cowboys.
We beat the Cowboys. The Falcons beat the Cowboys.
Yeah.
I was jerking off all over the living room.
Well,
like,
they're America's team, though.
Fucking get them!
I love to hate us, though.
I love... Well, because, like... Because my thing was, like, even as a kid, like, they sucked. And I was just like, why do people always say they're the best? Like...
Did they? I remember as a kid them being the fucking best. Like... But I can't give you specific because I was young. Mm-hmm. But I just remember like being the fucking shit.
Like, I remember, because I remember when they had Drew Bledsoe, and they had Bill Parcells, their coach. If I think I'm saying his name right, Bill Parcells. They called him the Tuna, and I remember they would do like Tuna Talk, and like because he was like he was kind of like the Greg Popovich of the NFL, like kind of like outspoken and stuff. And so they had Drew Bledsoe, and they were just fucking garbage. Like I remember when Tony Romo got his start with the Cowboys, like when he became a starter, and he was like rapid fire, and I was like, hey, you know what, this Tony Romo guy, he's gonna be promising for the Cowboys. One season later, like dude, it was so funny. So
where are we all let down?
Not me, because I never have to worry about it. So, it was so hilarious because Tony Romo, he's a broadcast announcer now.
Right.
He does everything for CBS. So when I forgot who the Cowboys played, but it was kind of like a welcome home Tony because he was broadcasting the game that day. So they showed a video package. They called it a highlight reel. They had no highlights to fucking show of him. They just showed him kind of like waving to the crowd, throwing the ball but never showing who it was thrown to or like what the outcome was. And it just kind of showed him like talking with the team and with fans and stuff. It was kind of like, that's it? Like that's all y'all can show of him?
I was never a Roma fan either. He was always like too much hype, you know what I'm saying? Like he was so overpaid. He just seemed like
bitch,
I was never a big Roma fan either myself.
Like the guy they have now with the Cowboys, I will admit, Dak Prescott, their current quarterback.
Dak Prescott.
He is awesome. He's phenomenal. He's okay this year. It's just so much like again, getting really technical. Their offensive line isn't really doing anything for them. Mm-hmm. They're not protecting the quarterback like the way they should. He's becoming under a lot of pressure, like from the defense, and like he's kind of rushing a lot of stuff. And he's kind of missing his go-to, Ezekiel Elliott, from the Ohio State University. And he got suspended because
I'm saying he's not playing right now.
Yeah, he's currently in a 6-game suspension, and it was kind of cool to see two rookies be at that starting position because Tony Romo was injured last year and Dak Prescott was starting in. He started in the season, and it was like, oh shit, he's the rookie, and then Ezekiel Elliott, the rookie, he's starting too. So it was kind of like, oh shit, two rookies playing together in their first season starting and stuff. It was kind of cool to see that connection, to see them grow, because you could tell they're really playing off of each other. Having that, like, oh, we're the rookies, we're the future of this team, and this and that. So now he's kind of struggling because he doesn't have his partner there with him to...
For Elliott, okay, how many games are in a season? 16? 18?
16 or 17 weeks.
And he got suspended for...
6 weeks.
6 weeks. And how many games are we in this season already?
He got his suspension on week 11? Week 10 or week 11? It was the week that we played...
So how many games are left before the Super Bowl? Or, you know... So
playoffs? Not that many. There's only...
So he's out for the season?
He's out for the rest of the season. Unless they make the playoffs, then he could come back. But the way Dallas is playing and how many losses they got...
But they'll let him back... Is there enough to fill that, that ruling or whatever, though? Because he's out for, 6 games, you said?
Mm-hmm. But he's not fighting it anymore.
No, I know, but he's supposed to be out for 6 games.
Mm-hmm.
How many has he sat out for?
This is Atlanta and LA, I think. Oh, Atlanta, Philadelphia, Thanksgiving, and this will be his 4th week.
Okay. And there's only how many more weeks though?
I can't remember. I don't know.
That's what I'm saying though. Like,
I think he
does a 6 sit outs happen before if hypothetically the playoffs, or does it run over and like do they say okay well it's the playoffs even though you didn't fill out the full 6 we're gonna let you play anyways? You know what I'm saying?
No, if they go into the playoffs and the 6 games hasn't been met yet, then he'll sit out a playoff game. And then that one's hit and miss because if the Cowboys lose, then they don't progress in the playoffs. Then if he has any games left over, then that will carry off into the next season. I think he should have just sat out the first 6 weeks and then come back. Because I'm just like, look at him now. Now when it's really important to where the Cowboys really need to kind of turn everything around, you guys lose your best running back. And it's like, he should have just taken it like him. Well, no, because I don't agree. I don't think he should have been suspended at all.
Right.
Because he was never charged. It was all rumors, and I still think the chick said. I was trying to find something on it, to prove somebody wrong at work, but I think that chick said that she was making it up. Like she.
There's no way.
I was like, she didn't
do
it.
It would have all gone away if that.
That's what I'm saying, because I remember hearing about it, but I never heard about it talked again.
It must have been rumored.
But either way, I'm just like, that's just so not fair. Like, maybe 1 or 2 game suspension. Like, like the whole NFL and their stupid thing about domestic violence, which I agree, yes, they need to.
That sounded bad.
No, I know. That's what I'm about to say. If they get accused like Ray Lewis or Adrian Peterson, where there's clear evidence,
right?
But they only got kind of like a slap on the wrist.
Well, yeah.
It's like Ray Lewis beat the shit out of his wife in an elevator.
Videotaped.
Yeah, and he only got like a little, hey, if you cannot do that again, like please don't.
Which is insane. That's insane.
But somebody that witness.
This was in college. It was like this wasn't even a recent.
No, it was after his rookie season.
Oh, I thought it was in college.
No, it was in the off season. It was in the off season, and then when all this stuff went down because he was out partying and stuff.
Where did I see that?
He was a trouble person in college too. For college it was marijuana.
Oh, fuck.
But he was in possession, but he passed drug tests, so he didn't.
He was just selling it?
No, he wasn't selling it. He had it in his car.
Or he passed the drug test correctly.
I don't know. I would hope so, because that would sully the name of the Ohio State University. The Ohio State University.
They're all potheads over there. I'm like, we college kids, get the fuck out of here.
Man. But yeah, like, I don't know. I don't think he should have been suspended to begin with, because I'm just like, nothing proved it that he did it, so I'm like, whatever. And then, like, I can go on about that. I'm done with that. I'm like, poor Ezekiel Elliott.
I don't know if we have anything else. Do you have anything else? Let me think.
I'm kind of tapped out.
I'm pretty tapped. Well, fuck. It's an hour and a half already.
Yeah, it's like we're at an hour and a half, and I think that's going to do it for episode 8.
I think so. Episode
8. Week 10.
I wanted to record last week.
Well, because then I had the dinner with my parents.
It wasn't even worth it. Every time you blow me out for your family.
It's never worth it. But,
I'm just gonna cut them off.
You need to cut it. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, I'm not doing anything anymore. Like, I'm just gonna do my own thing. Go my own way.
That's me, bro.
It's not worth it anymore.
I have a very loving family, and I love them to death, too, and everything's fine. But there comes a point, I feel like, I think every person has, I think it might be a guy thing, too, where I'm starting new stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, I am focused on my work, my schooling, my relationship, and I know I have my family, and I give respect to y'all, and I come and do the family things I need to do, but you can't expect a lot of my time to be there anymore because you raised me to progress. Like,
yeah.
For me to keep having to, I don't know, always stay in this, I don't know. If that's even making sense.
No, it makes perfect sense because it's like, you guys taught me how to be independent, everything like that. I'm independent now, but wait, we want you back. It's
okay, well, you need to make time. It's like, well, the thing is that I have no time. Like, I have no time. The little time I have is also used to progress my relationships and my forward kind of thing going. Not that I feel like I might sound like an asshole, like I'm totally don't. Like, I go see my family, as much as I can. But it's never enough, you know what I'm saying? It's never enough. It always seems like, well, you could have. It's like, no, I couldn't have done this because I would have had to, like, it seems like you're going through that too a little bit too.
Yeah, it's just like, well, it's not like notes, like, because I shut that kind of shit down real quick when I first moved out. When I first moved out, I think I went like almost 3 months without seeing my parents, and I lived right down Petrenko, like a 10-minute drive down Petrenko. And it's like, because I was like, man, I'm on my own. Like, I don't have to answer to anybody. I don't got to do nothing. I can fucking jerk off in my living room and not feel weird about it. It's like,
curtains open. Anyone wants to watch?
Fuck it.
Free show.
And it's like, because then I was getting used to doing my laundry, like, at the laundromat, like, there at the apartment complex and everything. So it's like, man, like, I'm doing this shit. Like, I'm doing it. Like, but now, like, I will see my parents once a week. Every either Saturday or Sunday because I go do my laundry there.
That's good.
But even at that, like, I'm there for, like, a couple hours, and I'm gone. And I'm like, okay, see you next week.
Are they mad at you about that?
No.
Oh, that once a week is pretty good. Mine's like once a month.
Because, like, I remember when I moved out, I would talk on the phone with them from time to time. Well, why don't you come over? I'm like, because I live on my own. Like, I moved out for a reason. Like, I'm an adult now. Like, thanks, bye. Like, if something happens, of course, let me know. I'll try to be there, but I'm on my own now.
Or if you need me for something, like...
Mm-hmm. So it's like, so I was just like, and then it was mostly, my siblings, oh, you never come over. I'm like, because I don't want to come over. Like, I moved out for a fucking reason. Like, I hated being at the house, cooped up all the time. Now I'm in my own place. Like, I'm loving it. So it's like, now it's like, okay, now they know that, like, I come over to do my laundry, maybe have a meal with them. Okay, bye. Like, I'll see you next week.
My schedule, I mean, Monday through Friday, either day, I mean, it's either a 6 a.m. till 7 o'clock day or a 9 a.m. till 7 o'clock day, because I have a class that I always stay after, and I study for 2 or 3 hours every day with a group for all this math shit. So the week is just no, right? When that's work, school. I volunteer at Shambhala, so a lot of weekends get cut out because I have to take care of shit for there. So weekends get cut out. And then if I don't have to do Shambhala, if I'm not having to study for a test, I like to go out and kind of have a drink or two with my fiance.
Exactly.
And so that only leaves so many where I can go see family and take care of little nephews and stuff like that. It's not that I don't want to, it's just that, well, I want to be with my significant other too. But, family they kind of like, well, you could do it here. Like, no, it's not the same. Like, that's not a date. Like, you know what I'm saying? Coming over and just hanging out with, like, your sibling or, little babies. I'm like, and I strategically did not have kids. So I didn't have to take care of kids on the weekends. So to make me do that's kind of a punishment. So,
like I said, strategically, it's like, imagine you fucking misteach, like, right now.
Yeah, that doesn't work. But contraceptives are in place to not, for that to happen. So, yeah. I'm not like you. I have never really wanted kids, to be honest. When I met Mrs. Teach, the inkling of having children has crossed my mind now. And then now, the thing is that now we're just starting to kind of get into, like, a rhythm of actually making, like, some real money. Like, because we've always been so broke, because we were both students, and at one point, Mrs. Teach wasn't even working at all. It was just my little shitty paycheck. And now that she has a real job, a full-time job that neither one of us have ever had, really we're being able to go out more, going to travel a little bit, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, no, I don't want a fucking kid, because it's kind of like, all that's going to kind of go back to, like, where we're living, kind of poverty, but we'll have a little kid, and that's all well and good. I mean, we're going to have kids, but...
I was like, well, do you want kids, like, ever?
I do want kids, but I do want kids, but it's funny that I was at one point, like, in high school, like, even when I met Mrs. Teach, I was like, just by the way, I don't want kids. I even was like, I don't believe in marriage either. I was like,
oh, really?
That changed. And then kids was like, you know what? I do want to have a family. That would be cool. I can see us doing the family life thing. And at this point now, I do still want kids, but it's in the back of my mind, like, but you don't have to. If you don't really want them, you don't have to. No. And so I'm kind of sitting with that now, where I'm like, I do want kids, but I don't have to.
See, like, with me, like, I'm really gung-ho now, like, about it, because, like, I know me and Leslie will never break up, knock on wood, and then,
fake wood.
I know, but, hey, so is this, so, I was knocking on my dick here, so, so, take it easy, Mijo. Like, because that's how, like, even as a kid, I wanted kids. Like, that's so weird, you know what I mean? And, like, I had so many guy friends, like, throughout middle school, high school. I never want kids. Fuck kids. That's the worst thing that could ever happen to you. Like, I had people, like, go to the extent, like, I had shitty friends. They'd be like, man, I'd rather get AIDS than have kids. And it's like...
Oh, fuck.
Well, I think a kid would be better than life-threatening disease. But it's like, I don't know why you're comparing the two. But, like, my senior year when we did the baby project, like the little robot baby, or like your thing, I was the only guy in my child development class. that picked it because I wanted to be there. There was like maybe 2 other guys, and they only picked it because they needed like a credit for some whatever credit it gave.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, I'm in here because I could have had a free period. I chose child development because I wanted to be.
That is special.
I was like, I love kids. And of course, like all the chicks were like, oh my God, no guy are like you. And like all the chicks in that class, I was the only one that got a perfect score with my baby. I got a 110.
Wow.
Because I was always prompt. I knew exactly what they needed. I kind of timed everything out. I named my baby Alyssa. You didn't have to give it a name, but I named my baby Alyssa.
So you are about it.
I was about it.
You still are?
I still am about it. Like, I'm so good with kids. I love kids. They're hilarious. And the girl I dated all 4 years of high school, she hated it. Like, I remember when I was doing that baby project, I made a joke. I'm like, oh, hey, Alyssa, here's your mommy. Don't call me that. Don't ever call me that ever again. And I was like, well, fine. Fuck you, you stupid bitch. Like...
What a cunt.
Like, right? And
that's the word of the day.
And, like, I remember, too, like, I was holding the baby, like, well, don't say that. Like, fuck you. Like, and, like, how dare you? And I picked up the little... Because you get to take, like, a little, like, car seat thing. I took the car seat, I put Alyssa in the car seat, and I was like, you know what? I'll talk to you later.
You did
like,
Kevin Hart, where you're like, you know what, bitch? With the baby bag, I'm getting the fuck out of here.
I did have a diaper bag. They gave you a small little diaper bag. Yeah. But I didn't swing it. Because I just picked up the car, because it was in the car seat. I took the bag out, I put the baby in the car seat, seat buckled him in, and then went to the thing. And it's like, the only time I wasn't with the baby, because my mom had to do it too, because I had to have, like, in case I had to work or something like that. Uh-huh. So I had to work that Saturday, and I worked a half shift, because, like, I had to take care of my baby. And they were like, wait, what? Like, I was like, yeah, I need to go take care of my daughter. And they're like, okay. So my mom took care of it for, like, an hour or two, and I was like, yay, my baby.
That's cool.
And, like, because, yeah, it was like, you know, and... Because that's always just kind of what I thought, like, not the dream, not like the American dream. I've always hated that phrase. But, like, the kind of the goal in life to do was, like, because that's when my dad said that, you know, it wasn't, like, something he was really excited about. But he was like, you know, that's what I always thought, like, find the woman of your dreams, marry her, start a family, leave your mark in this world, this kind of thing. So I was like, yeah, and my mom had a similar thought process. And I'm like, I want to do that. I want to find someone that I want to get married to, spend the rest of my life, start a family, have children, grandchildren, all that good stuff with. And Leslie, every girl I've ever dated, for the most part, no, I don't want kids, or no, I don't want to get married, and this is that. And I'm like, well, I'm kind of that guy. Like, I'm just not dating just to fuck and like
fook,
and like that's it. It's like kind of like, no, I kind of want to see a future. Like, I'm always going to make that effort. And so with Leslie, she was the same way. Like, I want a family. You know, I can't wait to get married and have kids and this and that. But I do, which I respect, she wants to get her degree first. She wants to get her education done, which I'm like, that is perfectly fine. I was like, and, you know, of course, as we've been together and stuff, it's like, yeah, get your degree. I'll make the jokes. I'll keep being impatient. And I was like, but tell me, the second she calls me and says, wherever I'm at, hey, David, you know, babe, I'm pretty sure we wouldn't have this over the phone call, but like, hey, you know, I'm really ready to have a baby. If I'm at work, take off my headset, clock out.
Oh my god.
Like, speed home. I'll get speeding tickets. Like, I'll fucking... Like, if, like, we're in a public place and she's like, I think we're really ready. I'm like, come on. I'll fuck her right there on the table and be like, here we go. I'm getting her pregnant.
I can't even imagine. I think it would ruin sex if I knew we were trying to have a child before it.
Man, I'd be like, oh. I'd probably last longer if I knew we were trying to have a kid. Because I'm like, I want to get this right. I want to shoot at the exact time. Like,
you could tell your kid... The best sex was, I was thinking of you the whole time.
I was like, I had you in mind, buddy.
The best orgasm I've ever had. You were right here. You're with me.
As soon as I come, I'm going to say, get pregnant! Fucking erupts.
I have that same mentality of making the mark, having a child, settling down, having a family. The thing is like, I want to do that, like, in my 40s. Like,
see, like, that's what I'm afraid of, because my mom was 21 when she was pregnant with me, or she turned 21 when she was pregnant with me, and then, you know, she gave birth to me, you know, while she was 21, and I think my dad was in his late 20s, almost 30s. Mm-hmm. It was like, my dad is in his 50s now. Well, I'm 20. My dad turned 50 this year. What's 50 minus 23?
27.
That's how old my dad was when I was born.
Oh, okay.
So, it's like, I don't want to be, because I had tons of friends that had really old parents. Like I mean, like...
Yours wasn't old?
Compared to other people, like, I had a friend that when we were both, like, you know, in middle school, you know, I'm graduated and my dad's 50. You know, we were in middle school, his dad was 53 and his mom was 64.
Yeah.
And it's but I had a lot of friends that had similar upbringings like that, where their parents were really older than, like, I guess, like the common parent, I guess you could say.
That's interesting.
And it's just kind of like, I don't want to be, and they would always say, like, oh yeah, like, I never played catch with my dad because he was always too tired, or like, oh, my parents always went on vacation because they were retired from their careers, and, you know, I was always spend time with, like, a aunt and uncle, this and that. It's like, I don't want to be that parent. I want to be young enough to, like, still have energy to,
I want to be that parent.
You want to be the old parent?
I want to be on vacation and give my kid away to my sister or something. Like, my mom can be like, yeah. And I'm not going to play catch with them anyways. I'm not athletic, so I don't care.
See, and, you know, and that, like, I don't know. Like, that's just me, though. I'm like, I want to do that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Because, like, and it's not to say, like, my dad did try to do, like, a lot that he could with us, you know, but him and my mom, they both worked really hard to get to where they're at now. We're like, yeah, we spent a lot of days, like, home alone at the house, you know, of course, when we were old enough to kind of be home alone.
That's always going to happen.
It's like, you know, and we spent a lot of time with either a grandparent after school and stuff like that, because they were trying to work to give us a better, you know, better childhood or better upbringing than what they had with the limited resources that their parents had. Because I think that's what every parent tries to do, is try to do better than what their parents did. You know, kind of have...
It's always in their head about how it was shitty for them, so they, you know...
I hated having to go through this, how do I make it better?
How do I not do that for my child now?
Exactly. You know? So, that's kind of like... Yeah, so...
We are... this is a long one.
Yeah. Hey, well, we've been on a lot of rants. I think this was pretty organized for...
It's pretty good. There's a lot of crunching through it. Sorry. These are great.
It's okay. You know what's funny? I think it'll be so funny because you know how we say, like, how the your voice itself isn't, like, loud on the podcast? Mm-hmm. What if, like, your crunching, like, dominates over everything? You're like, damn, now I gotta scrap the whole last 40 minutes of this.
Shit. I think I was crunching the whole time. Oh, well, yeah, that's the last... Because we stopped it at half an hour. So it's been about an hour and 10 minutes that I've been eating these chicharrones.
But man, you couldn't even finish the bag in an hour, dude. I would have scarfed that down in like 10 minutes.
It's anju. You eat it while you drink.
Oh my god. Well, I'm going to go ahead and leave it on that mark.
The word of the day is anju.
Anju? I thought it was cunt.
Oh, and cunt.
Okay.
Anju and cunt.
Anju,
they
cunt.
Can both be synonymously if you're kinky enough. Anju is Korean. Well, cunt is cunt. Yes. And anju is Korean for a bar snack. So, if you're perverted enough, you could have some cunt anju.
Cunt anju.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, well, thanks again for listening to episode 8. Of course, as always, please like, share, subscribe as much as you can. I've been David Clare.
This is The Teach. Bitch, you guessed it!